Howdy everyone, it's me once again, the one and only Killer Rodan. And today, I'll be reviewing another Kung Fu martial arts film for you because I like these types of movies. I figured to review another unedited version of this film I'm about to bring up in just a sec. Because I don't review the unedited versions that often really, when I think about it. So anyway, yeah, it's gonna be this film, folks. Yeah, pretty much talking about it in its entirety, of course. So it's gonna be left unedited because of that. So that's a good thing there. That's a plus. I know, of course, it's been released in other formats and VHS tape and other DVD forms and whatnot, different editions and different packets and whatnot. Well, of course, this kind of thing happened. The same thing with a bunch of other martial arts films over the years. So you can get actually really confusing because this was not the only martial arts film that was dubbed in English. There was like hundreds of others. There was tons and tons of others that happened the same thing. So it can be rather a confusing mess. So anyway, like I said, it'll be the unedited version I'll be reviewing, of course. So it'll be English subtitles, obviously. So with that in mind, let's just get into it, shall we? I guess this, of course, is going to be a review for some obscure flick. So with that being said, let's just get into it, shall we? Oh yeah. And this one, folks, of course, like the good chunk of the Kung Fu flicks I've reviewed, it's going to take place in a very specific time period, of course, in Asia somewhere. So anyway, we get to see that there's this evil individual. And of course, this Imperial is making inventions on making the ultimate power in ancient China. But first, he has to stop a group of stealthy fighters that hold the key to his downfall and this crazy, wild adventure of Kung Fu martial arts. There's not like some political stuff going on, of course, because of this. So there's, of course, going to be some high kicks and whatnot. So yeah, they can, of course, going to try to have some politics thing kind of going on in ancient China. So some fractions going on. Of course, the most powerful, hungry of them all is this individual. He's a feared person. So he's kind of like a dictator. The villain in this film is a bit of a dictator. And the thing is that he will stop at nothing to gain control of the throne, so to speak. As his corruption practices come closer to this certain way, so as a result, there needs to be this group of brave soldiers intent on delivering this damning evidence against him to make their way to the higher court system, so to speak, I guess you can say. So, of course, which one will occur, what will happen, of course. I'm not going to spoil anything. You're going to have to watch the movie yourself, of course. I don't want to spoil a bunch of stuff here. So this is definitely something that's pretty good, folks. It's basically this Kung Fu adventure that's like a drama movie in a lot of ways. So I guess trying to make it seem that there's something at risk for the story, which in itself isn't necessarily a bad thing. So if you have not seen this film, I highly recommend it. So yeah, again, this is the unedited version I'm speaking about. And I know some people did speak about this film, but it's usually the American edited version, unfortunately. But like I said, this is the uncut version. So you see everything here, all the footage and whatnot. So yeah, I'm not going to be talking about the god-awful dubbing in these movies because the dubbing in here is actually in the original language. So the way he spoke, the way they spoke didn't bother me really, of course. I did like how the story was done, of course, because I like the overall premise, really. I know they're trying to have this big, grand adventure overall, which of course is fine by me. There always seems to be like a lead hero kind of a thing. With these Kung Fu movies, I guess one of their trademarks is that the hero, the lead story is often, somebody normal, something sweet, somebody who wants to be, caring or whatever. But it's fine by me because, like I said, that's a trademark of these kinds of movies. It always seems to be like a nice person. But I guess there's a group in this movie that wants to stop the bad guy from doing what he has to do, which of course is understandable, obviously. So, I did like the acting here. The acting wasn't too bad, I suppose. I did like the characters. Of course, the characters are what really does help to make this film really enjoyable overall. So I can't really complain there. So, that's the thing, folks. If you've not seen this film, check it out. Even though it can be rather difficult to find, I'll admit that it can be really difficult to actually find the unedited version, because, like I said before, there's been multiple editions with this movie. So yeah, there's that. Just keep that in mind. It's not gonna be easy to find, but if you can find it, so keep it for, of course, folks, for your collection of movies. And I always like kung fu movies anyway to begin with, so that's that. I don't mind watching this, folks, again, because I honestly didn't thoroughly enjoy it. So anyway, I thought this film was pretty crazy in its own little way, and I like the fight scenes. The fight scenes were really well choreographed, of course, and obviously, having crazy wild fight scenes are what makes one of the aspects is what makes it this enjoyable anyway. So that's one of the things I did like about this film. There's a solid story throughout, great characters in their own little way. So I can't really complain too much, really. So yeah, there's not much to complain for this film. Of course, the villain himself is trying to have some plans. So of course, the group of heroes, they try to bring truth of the plans to light, as they are entrusted each with evidence that exposes the truth about the villain of the story and his traitorous ways. This evidence must get to the emperor or whatnot before the villain of the story can execute his plans. But of course, as usual, it's never easy as it seems, because the thing is that the villain's men are blocking the roads, and he's definitely having spies hidden everywhere. So I guess they're trying to have a way to create suspense, I guess you would say, which is fine. Of course, you have to create suspense somehow in these kinds of movies. So of course, like I said, there's been the actual versions that were released, so like this one here, but it would be hard to find. It would definitely be hard to find, but trust me, folks, it's definitely worth to find. It's not a bad movie overall. Well, anyway, I guess that would be my final thoughts. I'm gonna give this film, it gets definitely an overall rating of a 7.1 out of 10. It gets a 7.1 out of 10 for me. And of course, as always, thanks for watching, and take care. Until next time, oh yeah, see ya.